Steve, you've had a few weeks to reflect on the trade that the Clippers made with Houston, with Chris Paul. In the time since, how much reflection have you done about whether the organization did enough to be able to keep him?
I've put in, and asked the organization, put in enormous energy on that topic. And when somebody chooses to leave, you have to ask yourself, what could we have done better? Now, there are situational things. You know, we've been together a long time and haven't had the success in the playoffs that all of us, including Chris, might have wanted. But it's still our job to get the best talent in the world to play for the LA Clippers.
You had a decision to make about whether you wanted to let Chris go into free agency or get assets back. How difficult of a process was that to say, essentially, we're going to give up on this and get something for him, not lose him for nothing?
To us, it made more sense to say, okay, let's accept that this is kind of where we are, what Chris wants to go do. It's going to happen probably one way or the other. And, you know, if you say, what did we get out of that trade, it's really quite remarkable. You know, Montrezl Harrell, Lou Williams is outstanding. Sam Decker, we think, has all the potential in the world. Pat Beverly, man, that guy's got a certain kind of energy that I really like. And Danilo Gallinari. Gallo really came out of that trade. So if you take a look and say, we got those 5 players in return for a guy who was probably going to leave anyway, touchdown is what I say. That's pretty good.
What an unbelievable pass. Oh, fans are ooh and on over that one.
You pivoted, you signed Blake Griffin to 5-year, long-term deal. Does he become again the face of your franchise?
Well, somebody asked Blake the other day about being the face of the franchise, and I loved his answer. He said, we don't sit around in the locker room talking about who's the face of the franchise. You know, we have been very fortunate to have 3 all-star caliber players on our team. Chris has moved on, but the face of the franchise, heck, I hope we have a lot of faces that our fans can fall in love with.
In Los Angeles, competing against the Lakers, how much of your struggle day to day is not just the whole league, but competing in Los Angeles with that franchise?
Yeah, when I walk around and people say, oh, go Lakers, does that bother? Of course it bugs me. You know, I'm not used to that. I've never been in a city where you actually had 2 hometown teams. So yeah, it's an unusual thing for me, but we have 29 other teams we need to beat. Now, do our fans, and I've kind of got into the gestalt of this, get a little extra je ne sais quoi when we beat the Lakers? Yeah, they do. I got to say yes, and I do too at this stage. But I also know there's only one way, really, to have this become as much a Clipper town as Laker town. One way and one way only. And that's to do what we want to do anyway, which is to win an NBA championship.